Spectacular movies, delicious spicy food, cows with ID cards, and lots of religion. This country will soon be the most populated in the world. It's time to get to know it well. 20 facts about India. Number 1. Cannibal sect. Brace yourself, this may be the most bizarre fact on the list. In India, there's a sect of ascetics who roam naked, eat human flesh, and use skulls as bowls. They're the Aghoris, who worship Shiva, the god of destruction, and reject notions of right and wrong. They meditate, eat, sleep, and are intimate in the middle of cremation sites, as they like to confront the taboo of death. And some even admit to having intercourse with corpses or eating their own feces. This one's too much for me. Number 2. Third gender. In this country, there's a third gender. They're known as Hijras and are a group consisting mostly of transgender people. They use female pronouns and are reputed to have powers, so they're called upon to sing and dance at weddings and births. If they feel that the compensation for their services wasn't enough, they may curse, making, for example, the newborn impotent. According to estimates, there are about 5 million Hijras. Number 3. No is yes. An interesting fact is that its inhabitants move their heads from side to side both to affirm and deny something, which confuses tourists. Pay close attention, it's not exactly the same as the denial gesture in the West, but more like shaking the head, kind of like a bobblehead doll. Number 4. Left hand. In India, you eat with your hands, because food is considered to involve not only the sense of taste, but also touch. However, only the right hand is used, because the left hand is associated with dirty actions, especially wiping one's bottom with water after defecating. Hence why the country suffers from a large deficit of toilets, and almost half the population still defecates in the open. If you go to India, watch your step. Number 5. Paleolithic people. North Sentinel Island, located in the Andaman Archipelago and the Bay of Bengal, is inhabited by one of the few uncontacted tribes in the world. They still practice hunting and gathering, just as in the Paleolithic era. They're known to have migrated 60,000 years ago from Africa, and now they're between 50 and 150 people. They're very good at using the bow and arrow, and quite surly with outside people. In 2018, they killed an American missionary, and the body can never be retrieved. Number 6. The Rat Temple. In the remote village of Deshnoke in Rajasthan, there's a temple dedicated to the goddess Karni Mata. With over 25,000 rats roaming freely, visitors must enter barefoot and many offer them sweets, as the rats are considered descendants of the goddess, especially the sacred white rats. The food nibbled by the rodents is also considered sacred, so some visitors eat it. Would you dare to have a taste? Number 7. The Taj Mahal changes color. This mausoleum, built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan for his wife Mumtaz Mahal, was recognized as one of the wonders of the modern world. More than 20,000 workers and 1,000 elephants were involved in its construction. Marble from India, Tibet, Afghanistan, and China was used, which takes on different shades of white, pink, or gold depending on the time of day and the intensity of the sun. Simply spectacular. Number 8. 330 million gods. According to ancient Hindu texts, India has 330 million gods. Since Hinduism isn't an organized religion, there are several ways of practicing it. Some are polytheistic, but others profess a special kind of monotheism, according to which there's one supreme being, Brahm, and the millions of gods are representations of this being. The most important are Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the protector, and Shiva, the destroyer. And others like the famous Krishna, represented with a blue body and a flute, the goddess Kali, who is represented with 4 arms, swords, and holding a severed head, and Ganesha, the elephant-headed god of fortune and abundance. And you know who needs abundance? Me! So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Ganesha, give me views! Number 9. The 7th largest country in the world. Just as you hear it, India has an area of 2,042,610 square miles. Imagine the sum of the areas of France, Germany, Spain, Italy, United Kingdom, Portugal, Poland, and Turkey combined. India's even bigger than that. Wow! Number 10. Over 1,000 languages. In the 2011 census, India counted 1,369 languages, of which 30 are spoken by over 1 million people. Two languages have official status, English and Hindi, which is the language with the most native speakers in the country. The next most spoken languages are Bengali and Marathi. Number 11. Varanasi. Famous for its more than 100 ghats overlooking the Ganges, the sacred city of Varanasi is considered the oldest inhabited city in the world. According to Hinduism, it was founded by Shiva more than 4,000 years ago. And according to archaeologists, it already existed as a settlement 3,000 years ago. It's just one of the major pilgrimage centers for both Hinduism and Buddhism. Frog weddings are also celebrated here as a ritual to attract rain. Long live the bride and groom. Number 12. Cows. In India, cows are sacred. They're venerated with great devotion, and in many states, it's forbidden to sacrifice them, since it's considered that slaughtering a cow is comparable to killing a mother. Therefore, when cows are no longer productive, they're simply left to roam the streets. India has about 5.2 million cows roaming around, causing traffic jams and destroying crops. Smuggling cows to an overseas slaughterhouse is also punishable. That's why the West Bengal authorities decided to start issuing photo ID cards. It's always good to avoid confusion. Number 13. The largest number of pilgrims in the world. The world's largest religious festival takes place 4 times every 12 years. The Kumbh Mela. It's celebrated on a rotating basis in 4 different cities: Prayagraj, Haridwar, Ujjain, and Nashik. The most important is held every 12 years in the city of Prayagraj, which took place in 2001 and gathered 70 million people willing to bathe in the Ganges River on the established days to cleanse themselves of all their sins. In 2021, 9 million people gathered in the city of Haridwar in the middle of the pandemic, and according to many, it led to hundreds of COVID-19 infections. Number 14. Islam. India is the country with the 3rd largest number of Muslims in the world, after Indonesia and Pakistan. In 2011, there were 172 million, that is, 14% of its population, and the records don't end there. It has over 300,000 mosques, more than any other country. However, in recent years, Muslims have experienced increased tensions over bans on wearing headscarves in schools, or attacks by Hindu extremists known as cow guardians, since it's not a sin to eat cows in Islam. Number 15. Railroads. Every day, 23 million people use the railways for transportation. That's almost the population of Australia. There are so many that lots of people travel on the roof of the train. The railroads cover a route of 39,234 miles, making India the 4th country with the longest rail route on the planet. In addition, Indian Railways, the country's railroad company, has the most employees in the world, no less than 1.6 million workers. Number 16. Bollywood. Bollywood is the world's biggest film industry, producing more than 1,000 movies a year. Its movies are characterized by being mostly romantic dramas, quite colorful with spectacular dances. You surely know this actor, Shah Rukh Khan, who appears in several movies. Number 17. The 2nd most populated country. It has 1.38 billion inhabitants, more inhabitants than the entire American continent. Due to its government system, it's the largest democracy in the world. According to estimates, by 2050, it'll be the world's most populated country, by which time it'll have surpassed China with much less territory. Impressive. Number 18. Not everyone has the same phenotype. Simply put, people in the south of the country tend to have darker skin tones than those in the north. This is because the first groups to arrive on the Indian subcontinent were the Dravidians, dark-skinned people who came from Africa and are related to the Australian Aborigines. But between 1500 and 250 BC, lighter-skinned people known as Indo-Aryans arrived in India and mixed with the Dravidians. The Dravidian component is stronger in the south of the country, while in the north, the impact of miscegenation with the Indo-Aryans is more noticeable. Number 19. Caste still persists. With the Indo-Aryan invasions, a rigid caste system was imposed. There were 4 very important ones: the Brahmins or priests, the Kshatriya or warriors, the Vaishyas or merchants, the Shudras or workers, and below them the Pariahs, also known as untouchables or Dalits. No one could change caste. This was a system that for 900 years served the Indo-Aryans to prevent miscegenation with the Dravidian populations. That's why today, members of the lower castes tend to have darker skin. Although the caste system was abolished, it still persists. Inter-caste marriages are often discriminated against. Dalit children are often discriminated against in schools, and they struggle to get good jobs as adults. Number 20. Land of many first places. India is a land of many first places. Within its territory stands the world's tallest statue, the Statue of Unity, which, including the pedestal, reaches 790 feet in height. It depicts Indian statesman Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who played an important role in the country's independence. Another important first place is the Chenab Railway Bridge, which crosses the river of the same name that's 1,178 feet below, making it the highest railway bridge in the world. Finally, there's the Ladakh Highway in northern India, which was paved in 2021 and is 19,300 feet above sea level, i.e., higher than the base camps of Mount Everest, making it the world's highest motorable road. These were 20 facts about India. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because Trend Max has much more content for you. See you in the next video.